bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. As agencies and residents across the Bahamas continue to prepare for Hurricane Irma, one of the critical agencies on island is gearing up for any eventuality. Megan Shepard has this report.
Hospital Administrator Sharon Williams says the Grand Bahama Health Services is well on the way to completing its hurricane readiness plan. Regular services are expected to continue until Friday morning. After that, the Rand Memorial Hospital will only cater to emergency cases.
Once we are activated by NEMA, we must respond only to emergencies, and we must be directed by NEMA and police on whether we can respond, and that is depending on the weather conditions. The 8 Mile Rock Clinic will be open to address our client and the community in the West as usual. We will have ambulance services at the 8 Mile Rock Clinic should the need arise to respond to emergencies in that area.
Principal Nursing Officer Sherilyn Bain adding that they will continue to service emergency cases and critical patients who are not ready to be discharged. Staff of the GBHS will work closely with Christ the King Shelter as they service those with special needs. Bain is also urging all expectant mothers or those who have given birth within the past week to seek shelter at Christ the King.
We would have already identified some persons, and certainly when the shelter is open, other persons who feel that they cannot manage their health condition at home, they can also access the center, and where we would look after them in a professional manner. I just want to interject here in terms of our pregnant mothers, especially if they're like 36 weeks gestation, which means they have about a month before they due to have their babies or their baby. They can also go at that shelter. We have midwives there.
Pharmacist Tina Roberts is reminding residents to have at least 2 weeks of medication on hand. Normal hours at the Rand Memorial Hospital, 8 Mile Rock Clinic, Paris Plaza, and Hawksbill Clinic will continue until Friday. Then services go into lockdown. Roberts is also reminding residents to keep all medications dry and in a safe place.
Try and secure them in a plastic container or a resealable Ziploc bag to prevent any moisture or damage to the medications. Also keep your insurance information, NHI, NIB information for emergency purposes as well. You do not need to come in and overwork, be afraid of running out of medications. We have an ample supply of medications to serve the public. I just want to make special mention to those persons who are diabetic and on insulin or any refrigerated maintenance medication. Insulin in particular is quite fine out of the refrigerator for a period of 28 days if it is unopened. I would advise that you still try and keep your medication cool on ice.
As Irma makes its way toward the Bahamas, many persons are on edge. Psychiatrist Dr. Adderley Sands says it is perfectly normal to be anxious during this time, but says it is important to prepare and stay calm.
We are here. God is watching over us. Please relax, prepare, and ride out the storm. Secure your family, secure your home, and once you're prepared, that takes some of the tension off you. And so don't hesitate. Forget that stigma. We are here. Don't forget, we are all human.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Well, a number of shelters will be opened as a place of refuge for residents on the island. The Assistant Director of the Department of Social Services, Paula Marshall, outlines the shelters available on Grand Bahama.
With the Foster Pestino Center in the Pro Cathedral, Christ the King is for special needs. And that shelter will be dealt with by Ministry of Health along with Social Services. We have the First Baptist Church Hall, Central Church of God, the Jack Haywood High School. The Morris Moore Primary School has been identified particularly for those from the East End. St. George's High School, the Cancer Association, the 8 Mile Rock High School for persons in West End straight up to Hebron Town, the Church of God of Prophecy in Seagrape as well, a social affair, Grace Bible Church, and the Freeport Seventh-day Adventist Church on Gambia Drive. Please bring with you some of the following things: a blanket, your toiletries, some basic food supplies, medications, and please make sure you bring some water.
Now, more shelters are expected to be announced soon, but as for now, all of the shelters mentioned are set to open on Friday at 1 p.m. Well, water is an important commodity, particularly in the time of storm. Italia Hall tells us that residents were out early this morning searching for water and petrol as well. Residents of Grand Bahama were out early preparing for Hurricane Irma. There were lines at the gas stations with residents filling up their tanks and getting gas for their generators as well. As for resident Terry Goldsmith, he was getting bags of ice. He says he's not taking any chances.
I've been preparing since the season started in June. I got everything I needed. All I got to do is just put it together now. It's important. You're just rushing around at the last minute and then blame someone when there's no ice or there's no more plywood left and so forth.
These residents say preparation is key and filling up at the pumps is essential.
I don't wait until the last minute because the last minute you got 100 cars here.
We can't take any chances this time because we see what happened last time.
Well, ordinarily after storm, there may be some challenges with getting supplies, etc. So you want to prepare for that.
It is always important to be prepared. We don't know where the storm is going to go, and although we have faith in God, we still need to be prepared.
Now from the gas station, we went to a popular water depot in the Freeport area, Bahamas Pure, and there we met a small line. But we spoke with one resident, Bishop Joe Hall, who says yesterday around 9:30 a.m. he was told that there was no water left.
They said there was no more water and they had to close at that time and they would open up at 3 o'clock. I didn't come back at 3 o'clock, but first thing this morning, I came back online to get my water. I wanted to heed the warning that the storm is coming and without water, we wouldn't make it too long. And so I came and I got my water. And believe it or not, they're saying to me, in a few minutes they will close down again and they may open at 3 o'clock. Supervisor of the business establishment, Denzel Wallace, says there has been a steady flow of customers coming in.
And we usually don't expect this capacity of people. Our tanks can only hold so much water, so it runs out, we give it time for it to refill, and then we allow them to come back in and get their refills. And it goes down throughout the day. Yesterday we closed down about 3 times. Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Italia. Stay with us. There's more news right after this.